Hey, good morning. It's Monday morning over here on the West Coast or the left coast. Just got a little update on the Trump's income plan that he's implementing. He's coming heavy and hard. So I'm going to talk about that today. I'm just going to give you a little more information on some of the taxes and things like that that I've been discussing the last few days, the last few videos. But Trump came out, he's going hard. Uh, what we then found out is that, first of all, in some states, they're going to eliminate state taxes. There's 9 states in the United States already where you don't pay taxes, like Oregon, Florida, Montana, and there's other ones. I think there's 9 of them where they don't already pay state taxes. Well, what's happening now is that other states are trying to follow suit, and they're in a rush to offer their people that live in their states more options, put more money in their pockets, more money in their banks. So what they're going to do uh, um, right now, Trump is going to finance the United States, the government, not through income taxes, but tariffs. Now, tariff is put on a country that import goods from their country and bring them in. We bring them into America. Well, what's been happening is that countries like China and Mexico and Japan, they've been importing goods and charging us excessive fees, tariff fees, real high tariff fees, and they've been robbing us blind. And they're not accepting. Like if you go to China or Japan, you're not going to see any American-made cars. You're not going to see any Chevys, under Fords. They're not taking our products, but we're taking theirs. So what Trump is putting in is what he called a reciprocal tariff. What they charge us, we're going to charge them. And now what's going on is that every other country wants to do business with America because they know that America is a country of consumers. We spend money. We don't waste money. We like to spend. We got to buy underwear, we got to buy socks, clothes, cars, electronics. We need those daily consuming things that we have to use on a daily basis. And these other countries know that. So what's going on now, though, Trump has instilled what he call a reciprocal tariff. So whatever they've been charging us, we're going to charge them. That's crazy. So that's going to bring in more money for the government. So, and what's going to allow them to stop charging us income taxes. So this is where they're going to stop taxing. Uh, no taxes on tips for service workers, waitresses, bartenders, people that work in restaurants, the service industry, people that work for airline industries. They're not going to charge them tips. So when they make tips, they're not going to be charged taxes on it. It's just like one time when I worked for the water company, I worked 2 weekends in a row. That was all overtime. So what happened was when I got paid, I had done so much overtime. They taxed me so much. It was like I didn't work 2 days. I worked for free. That's how much taxes they took out of my check. And when I saw that, I said, I'm only going to work maybe 1 weekend or 1 extra day a month. If I work 2 days, I would see an increase in my paycheck. But if I work 3 or 4, oh my goodness. So I stopped doing that because it was like I was working for free. And then they would tax me April 15th again. So I was getting double dipped. So no taxes on tips for service workers, no taxes on retirement income. In other words, Social Security income, no taxes. Overtime, no taxes. So Trump is really trying to put more money in people's pockets. And the ultimate goal is to eliminate the IRS altogether. Right out of his mouth, right out of Elon Musk's mouth. That eventually they want to eliminate the IRS because the IRS has been robbing us blind. And then the IRS is taking these taxes, or someone is, and they're shooting this money all over the place for something in Guatemala, something in Africa, a transgender class that they're funding in Africa, $2.5 million, $6 million over here, a couple of times $1 billion over this. So they're finding out that they're not using the money for the purpose they're supposed to use it for, which is to take care of the country, potholes, infrastructure, government debt. The deficit that we have, this $2.8 trillion debt that we have. So this money wasn't going to that. It was going to all this other crap, this other bullshit. So that's what's going on now. So basically what they're saying, they're putting more trust in American workers as opposed to the government. The government's been doing some very shady things. Very shady government. And a lot of these politicians that you see that screaming and cussing, a lot of them people have been benefiting from this. Oh boy, it's so many millionaires in Congress, it's ridiculous. But they only make $172,000 a year on average. But some of these people have net worths of 26, 25, 30. And in some cases, a few of them have $1 billion in net worth. So they're trying to figure out how are they getting this. And a lot of them are doing it in investing, but they're getting these little under table secrets. They're finding out things, what's happening with these companies before it even hits the news. Sort of like with Martha Stewart, what happened with her. And we're hearing that Nancy Pelosi, her husband works for a finance company. Higher up, he's very wealthy. He's a higher up in a finance company. He gives her information. And she has a net worth of over almost $1 billion. So, you know, they're finding out there's a lot of corruption. People are benefiting. So Trump is finna chop down. Trump is getting to work, and he's putting more money in our pockets. And then also this Doge stimulus check that we're supposed to be getting, it's up to $5,000 now. I had stated, I think Sunday or Saturday, that it was anywhere from 2,500 to 5. Well, it's up to 5,000. So we may be seeing checks in the mail very soon, because they don't need to have the Democrats vote for it. They can do the Senate and the House, which they own, the Republicans, and then a vote by President Trump. He can supersede them. Biden did this when he did the stimulus checks a couple of years ago. He bypassed the Republicans. They was running the House, they was running the Senate, and then he voted it. That's how we got those stimulus checks. Obama did it with the banks. He didn't go to right channels where you have to go to the vote, because you have the authority and the power to do that. Especially if you run the House and the Senate, then the next thing is the president. So that's how he was able to pay the banks, because the Republican was like, no, we can't bail them out. Well, Obama bailed them out. So those of you that's crying and banging your, this been done already. Y'all weren't, where was all that crying? Where was all that negative energy when these other Democratic presidents was doing this? Trump's doing the same thing they're doing. So don't get upset. Don't get mad. Keep that away from me. I don't need that negative. If somebody gonna send me a $5,000 check, you don't think I'm a cash it? Come on, man. And I know you will too. So don't, if you don't want to cash it, get on the internet, get on social media, get on Instagram live and tear that damn thing up then if you don't want it. That's my challenge. So I just came here. It's early Monday morning headlines. If anything changed, any new news, any bills that's passed, because they're working fast. Trump is serious about this. So there will be some checks. He don't have to wait on the Democrats, because you got some of these Democrats, they don't want people to get paid. Why is that? They're trying to say it's gonna create inflation and all this. That's bull. It's gonna stir up the economy. People are gonna start spending. They're gonna start putting they're gonna start consuming. They're gonna start buying groceries. They're gonna start buying gas. They're gonna start taking trips. They're gonna start buying vehicles. They're gonna start doing things. They're gonna put money, pay off mortgages. So how you telling me that's causing inflation? That's bull. That's economics 101. It's simple. If there's money coming to the consumers, they're gonna spend. That builds up the economy. That gives it like a boost. So don't believe the hype. They're trying to scare people. Don't believe that. If you hyping and all that, man, stay away from me. I don't want to hear it. Okay, that's all I got to say today. If you can, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, and then share it with somebody. Share it to those people that don't know. Some people just don't know, or they're misled or misinformed. Share it with them and let them see this. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. I will be back on later if anything comes up. You guys, but stay vigilant and check out the information. Just don't jump to somebody's conclusion, even my information. Fact check me. That's all I'm saying. Okay, you guys have a good day. I will talk to you guys later. God bless.